So I do want to say that I was on the phone with Comcast yesterday trying to get my, making sure that I had good streaming because I've had problems all week with streaming. And they reset my modem, and I'm on now I'm definitely on an Ethernet cable, and I sure hope we don't have a lot of interruptions. We might. Apparently, everyone's back at school. People are really using their Zoom, their, everything. They're streaming their classes. So I don't know if system's overloaded. So anyways, hands heart to heart. Take a breath in. Exhale. And breath in. And exhale. Good. We'll reach the arms up, extend, look upward, and then arms out to the sides, hands come down, chin down. And we'll do that again. Hands are to heart. Inhale, reaching up. And arms out to the sides, hands touch down, chin down. Last one, hands to heart. Inhale. And exhale. Oh, this feels so good. Just get the shoulders moving. And we have a side bend. So you reach up and over. And you might want to just kind of look down, look forward, look upward, stretching into your side ribs. Breathe in. Exhale. Yeah, those feel good too. And then reach up, inhale, exhale, another beautiful day, gorgeous day out. Take a deep breath in, exhale, stretching, reaching through the fingertips. Continuing to breathe. Nice. And then finally releasing. All right. So we have a twist. And if you like, you can stay as you are. Or I was thinking of half spinal twist. And of course, if you do half spinal twist, you can also extend one leg. Okay. So in my case, this is my right leg over the other. I'm sorry, my left leg over the other. And my foot is down. So it's my left leg, that knee is raised. So opposite arm comes up. So whichever leg it is, it's your opposite arm comes up. You could take hand or elbow across knee, turn, twist, and look to the space behind you. Your hand can be up, your hand can be down. Some also do binding. So just take a moment to really move, breathe in, exhale. So we're just going to start with a few seated poses and then we'll come to standing, because I feel sometimes, especially in the summer, it's nice to come to standing. Some of the bigger movements get deeper stretches. Okay, we'll release, come out. We will reverse the legs. So now this will be my right leg over and my foot is down. Opposite arm comes up. So it's my left arm up, breathe in. And it's hand or elbow across knee. So you stretch, you lengthen the spine and twist. These are wonderful for nervous system, very calming for the nervous system, but also great for spinal flexibility, spinal mobility. Breathing in. Exhale. Wonderful. Release. And then as you're done, you're going to stretch out your legs and just shake them out. Shake them out. And then we take the soles of the feet together. So we take the soles of the feet together, take a moment here, pressing the feet in, holding ankles or holding your feet, and you lift. So I'd really like for your back not to be collapsed, but to be more upright. Breathing in. Exhale. And then we come forward. So when you come forward, your back will probably round. And take a moment here, breathing in, exhale, breath in, and exhale. We hold the feet, we stretch upward, and we're going to stretch out the legs and just take a moment. Flex, flex, and point. We have tabletop, reverse tabletop, so the hands come behind you. If you can't lift off ground, then you keep your hands where they are. But if you can, you bend your knees. Take a breath in, and then exhale, press your pelvis up. So you're really trying to get that nice flat tabletop. Tilt your head back and breathe. Inhale, exhale. Release, that's a nice one for glutes. And then extending the legs, you might want to even roll out the wrists. You could repeat that. That's easier than reverse plank or come to reverse plank. I got light streaming in. Good problem to have. So squeeze shoulder blades. You want your elbows to move in towards each other. Prepare, breathe in and press. So you're pressing your feet, your heels into the mat, toes pointing. Tilt your head back if you can. Lift your heart center. Breath in. Exhale. And release. And once you come out, rolling out the wrists. Rolling out the wrists. Good. So I think we'll just come right up to our standing poses. When we come to our standing poses, we're actually a block is optional. It's a forward fold, but if you have a block, it's kind of nice. There's my knees. The block is slightly above the knees. It's not protruding forward. You're gonna have it level with your legs and you squeeze in. So you're gonna look at your feet, make sure they're running parallel to each other. We'll take the arms up, extend, lift, arch back, exhale, soften your knees a lot as you come forward, and then you can keep your knees bent or straighten and extend your back. Extending and then folding in. So take hands to elbows, stretch into your hamstrings, maybe your calves, and especially when I have my knees slightly bent, I can feel the stretch in my back. Feel like there's weight, your head carries some weight, and that helps your neck to release. Breathe in, exhale. So my goal is to just kind of get us into a lot of different poses again, so that at the end of the session, you feel kind of like this floating light sensation. Sometimes we feel a little heavy with stress, with tension, with worry, and this is all about undoing that, unlocking these areas. So we're coming up, coming up, coming up. And then clasp your hands behind your back and squeeze shoulder blades together. Lift, look upward. And again, you're gonna bend the knees, come forward. You could straighten your legs or keep your knees bent. Take your arms as far from the back as they will go, within reason, right? So my goal is not to hurt my shoulders at all. I'm just working with the range of motion available to me. Keep squeezing into the block. That will help your hamstrings to stretch safely. And then release and come on out, and we can take the block away. From here, we'll go wide. So when you go wide, you'll figure out how wide to go. You can always adjust as you come down. And my feet also are pointing forward. Hands are onto your top thighs. You're gonna push your thighs back as you make your way forward. Pushing back as you make your way forward, and then your hands come down, okay? So you could have your hands on blocks. We're gonna walk the hands forward. Your hands could be on blocks. You're gonna lower your head. Now imagine that your spine is like a hammock, and the hammock is swinging side, 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 side. The hammock sways. Yeah. And then from here, keeping your right hand pretty much where it is, your left hand comes over to your right Knee is easier, calf muscle, ankle, or foot. And you're turning, and breathe. Inhale, exhale. So it's like I'm trying to shift my weight back as I twist. So my head is really staying center of the mat. I'm not bringing my head over towards my leg. And then release and take it the other direction. Breathe in. Exhale, right hand reaches across and reaches for the left ankle. And you're dropping your head. So again, your head is staying more or less center of your mat. And breathe, create length, and exhale. And once again, breathing in and exhale. Good. Hand down, and then we're gonna walk your hands right onto your legs, help yourself come up, woo, and then walking your feet closer in for a moment. So just taking a moment, breathe in, exhale. So now we come into the inner thigh stretch. So it's like the stretch part of horse. Heels are turned in, you drop down, instead of being more upright, you can pitch your weight forward. Use your elbows to push your knees back, lower your pelvis, shift slightly from side to side. Yeah, stretching the inner thighs. Breathe in, exhale, breath in. Make sure your hands are not all tight. Your hands should be really relaxed. Can you lower just a little more with your torso? Woo, and press on up and come on up. Good. And then we'll bring the feet closer in together. So grab hold of a strap or a towel because we're going to work our shoulders. And I think I can adjust the screen a little bit. Yep. Okay. So working our shoulders. All right. So you have your hand, you're holding the strap, and you have, we're going to figure out how much space you need. The tighter the shoulders, the more strap you'll need, or the longer your towel will have to be. You're going to reach up and go back. So I'm going wider, okay? And then the strap kind of comes against me and I come up and down. Now there's a breathing rhythm. Inhale up, exhale down. My shoulders came up on that. I'm going to keep my shoulders down. Inhale up, exhale down. So what happens for me is I just do like 2 or 3 and all of a sudden my shoulders release. So next time my hands are forward, I get to walk my hands closer in because I'm ready. My shoulders warmed up already. So back and forward. Now, again, when I go back, I don't want to sink into my back. I want to stay a little more upright. And then notice your head. Does your head move forward? Can you have your head more or less upright? A good posture is what I'm looking for. Good. Next time the arms are up, hold them there and come to a side bend movement. Breathe in and exhale. Nice side bend movement. If you prefer to separate the feet, that's fine. I'm letting my pelvis shift to the right, my arms to the left. Back to center and the other direction. So my pelvis shifts left, my arms to the right. Breathe in, exhale. And again, breath in and exhale. And then come out and bring your arms down. Okay, so now we have shoulder floss. So this is my right arm up, and left hand is from the back, and we shift. You go side, side. I call it shoulder flossing. You're just shifting from side to side. Good. Let's do the other side. Holding, and it's the exact opposite, and you're going side, 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 side. Good. That feels good. It's like just working through, any of you been riding your bikes? This is a nice one for the bikes. for the bike riders, for everybody, but really helps to release shoulders. Or if you simply carry your tension in your shoulders. Okay, and then releasing. So let's come to a triangle. We don't need the strap at this point. So we'll come to a triangle, and I'll go, fairly wide of this triangle, and we're gonna go back first. So I'm reaching back. I'm bringing my back hand to my thigh. I'm gonna reach up. What I'm thinking is 3 times back and forth, and then we'll hold. So you're shifting, and you're really trying to move from the pelvis and reaching up, looking up your hand, looking up at your thumb. Breathe in. Exhale. Come up and over. Reach back, look up at the ceiling. This is the second one. Oh, feels good. Stretching. Exhale, the second triangle. So you're really shifting from the pelvis, not holding from your torso. And notice how many people want to go forward, and I want to try to keep as if I'm against a wall. Breathe in. Exhale, we'll come up again. This is the third one. Reach back, extend. Oh, see if you can reach even more this time. Your hand is coming down. And then come over, and even more, maybe more mobility in your hip, the inner thigh stretching. And there you are, breathing. Inhale, exhale. Neck should be free. So what we're going to do from here is lower your right hand, bend your left knee, or I don't know what side exactly you're doing here, but what you're going to do is a twist. So you just went towards your leading foot, and you're going to twist towards the forward knee, right? So you're turning, and when you look down, you see your knee, and you're going to look up at the ceiling and breathe in. Exhale. Release. Come back to center. Okay, so we'll do second side. So we start out, the feet are squared, and then now the other foot, that's my right foot turning. Good. And extending the arms, and then we'll move back. So we're just gonna go back first and reach your top arm up. It could be reaching ceiling or reaching back, and try not to sink into my back. Lift the heart center, and then come over. Shift your pelvis, hand comes down. And again, I don't really want to be forward. I want to imagine that I am against a wall. Breathe in. Exhale. Let's come up and reach. Your hand might, the back hand might go a little deeper each time. And maybe you can look up. Breathe in. Exhale. And then come over. Remember to shift from the pelvis and reaching. Breathe. I think there's one more. Last one. Okay. Reaching. I'm laughing because I really don't count as I'm doing this. I'm in the pose. I'm watching, it's like, okay, there you go. Reach. Maybe your hand can go a little further. And that's the last one. You're coming over. And imagine there's a wall behind you, and you're very close to the wall behind you. Your top shoulder is very close. Breathe in. Exhale. From here, you're going to start to bend your forward knee, your leading knee, and adjust your foot if necessary, because you were like in a single track, now you're in a double track. Hand is down, and we're turning, adding a twist, moving towards your bent knee, and you're reaching your top arm up. Breathe in. Exhale. Beautiful. Come out and then walk back up. So back to that start point, we're going to just take heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. Good work. Hands to heart center and breathe. So the next one, what we'll do is, it's more like about stability, hip stability. We'll see how this goes. Some have to be by a wall, I don't know, and some have a block. So think of this, I'll show it first so that you know, some like to use a block on it. So basically, I'm going to be coming to half moon. So I'm crouched, I'm looking down, I'm really small. Think of the thinker, Rodin's thinker. And then you start to open it out. And there's going to be 3 tries. So maybe each time you'll come into it a little better. So I come in and I crouch, and then I open it and I extend. Okay, so let's try that. And you might say, oh yeah, of course, you can be by a wall, because you might say, well, I really need to be by a wall so that the wall is supporting you. Okay, I'm going to do it without a block. So I'm doing my left foot first. It doesn't matter which you do first. So I'm coming down, reaching for a block or the mat. Bend your free leg and come crouch in, and then extend and reach. Fold in, engage your core. Hold, the pelvis is square. Look down at your mat, at your foot, standing foot, and extend. And there's the second one. Fold in. Yeah, it's a lot because it's not so easy. It's hip stability and hip opening, and open it out. Good. Guess what? You have a squat. That was third one. So you come into your squat. You might find that you have to modify the squat, or maybe you come all the way down. Some are sitting on a block, and take a moment here to stretch. So I imagine, you know why that one is so hard, the one we just did. We either come in really strong on the hip or really overly flexible. And so for me, it's really hard to do the stability thing because my hips are open. And then, like, I'm thinking of the squash players. You have so much stability from squash. So that opening part it's challenging, you know, but we want both aspects. We want to be strong. We want to have movement. It's really essential in athletes to be strong, but to have range of motion. So yoga helps us to achieve that balance. So here we go. Use your block if you need to. The other side. Yes, there's another side. So you're going to be Rodin's thinker, le penseur. There you are. There you are. And then you're going to open it out, and you'll be the half moon. Good. And fold in, fold in. Look down at your foot and open it out. It's like a dahlia opening. Those dahlias are so beautiful right now. Okay, and then fold it in. You've seen the dahlia in its tight bud form, and then it opens. And breathe, extending can work. And then, the best part, coming into the squat. So here we go. Modify or come down into your squat and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. One more here, breathing in. Exhale, press yourself up. Okay, good, good. So we're going into downward facing dog. And you could always press against a wall as well. That's, if you ever have hand or wrist, shoulder injuries. But if you can, your hands are spread wide, and there you are in your downward facing dog and stretching. Yeah, your first one of the day or the first one of the session. Maybe you woke up doing this one. Lengthen, send your sits bones up, shake out your head, breathe in, exhale, and then come forward to plank and come to upward facing dog. So knees could be up or knees are down. Extend your toes, arch your back, and breathe. Inhale, exhale. We're going to press back. Once you come back to child's pose, bring your hands back by your feet, head down, and breathe. Exhale. So we start to shift into just like a slower movement, slower. We just slow everything down. You're going to bring your hands over to your right and take hold of your left wrist. Stretch the left side of your body. Breathe in. Exhale. Walk your hands across the other way. Grab hold of your right wrist. Stretch right side of your body. Breathe in. Exhale. Come onto your belly. And once onto the belly, we're in Sphinx. Extend your feet. They could be together or apart. And have your hands pushing down into the mat. Lengthen the spine. Work your back. I could hang out, or I could work this pose. I could make it worthwhile. Lift through top of the head. Breathing in. Exhale. Some of you have more flexibility. You can extend your arms. If you can't do that, you can also move your hands forward and then straighten, okay? So I like the elbow under shoulder, and then I extend, and I'm really feeling my upper body move. Breath in. Exhale. Nice. We release. Bring your forehead down to your hands and have your knees wide as the mat. Bend the knees, windshield wiper. Let's release the lower back. Yep. Back and forth. Releasing hip rotators. See if you can, I'm trying to flex the ankles, keep a 90-degree bend at my knees, and I'm trying to touch down. Okay, with regular practice, you really improve on that. So we're going to reach for one foot. So it's a quad stretch. Now, you could shift onto one side, and that's easier, okay? Or you stay onto your belly, and you grab hold of the heel, pressing down. Really press your pelvis down into the mat. You could do both at the same time if you want. I'm just going to do one at a time here. Breathing in. Exhale. Now, what I would say, only if you have the flexibility, only if you have the flexibility, there's something more advanced you could do. Julie's not here with us, right? Julie Newcomb. You basically bring your heel to the outside, and then you drop, you're pressing down. So your knee has to be happy with that. If you're on your side, don't forget it. But if you're on your belly and you're like, oh, I got more, you bring your foot over towards your outer hip and you draw down. Breathe in. Exhale. Let's release and try the other side. If you are on one side of your mat, if you're on one hip, then you turn, and here we go, side two. I'm pressing the top of my hip down. I have my heel towards buttock. It's a great stretch. You want to always mind your knees, know about your knees. What are your knees doing? Breathing in and exhale. Press the top hip bone into the mat. I'll be curious to know later if the streaming is pretty clear or if it's coming in and out. I'll be really curious to know that. It was terrible on Facebook this morning, so we'll see. I think Zoom might be better. They might be getting a grip on it. Okay, so let's release. That was a long hold. You come out and press back to child's pose. So we have lizard, and it's a great pose for stretching into the hip. So let's just say right foot is forward, right foot is on the outer edge of the mat. You might need a blanket on the lower knee for knee padding. And you can see my hand is on the inside of my foot. So I have foot, hand, hand. And as I'm here, I'm stretching the left hip flexor, breathing in. Yeah, it's kind of intense. And some of you have blocks. You could, lean onto a block. You can also come down onto your elbows. Yeah. Breathing in. Exhale. Breath in. Exhale. So the whole idea is to get into the lower legs, like hip flexor, and then the other one more like inner thigh. And we're going to add a twist. So you're turning towards your raised knee, you're pressing off, and you're looking up. You might keep your hand there, or you bring your arm up in the air, and maybe you draw your arm back. There's also kind of like, you want to involve your whole spine. Maybe you're kind of like tossing your arm, tossing your spine back. Breathe in. Exhale. I'm almost on the outer edge of my forward foot, by the way. All right, let's come out, and then let's press back to three-legged dog. This leg that's forward is going to swing up into the air and open the hip again. Send your knee up high. Breathe in. Exhale. Maybe your standing leg's heel can come down and lower. Downward facing dog. You could pedal. Bend one knee. Press opposite heel down. Back and forth. Back and forth. Let's do second side. So you can come from hands and knees, or left foot steps forward. Left foot to the outer edge of the mat, and back knee is down. Yeah, be patient with your body too. One thing is summer, it's much easier to work these, but if you're pretty tight, just be patient. It takes time, it takes regular practice to get really, to really open up. And sometimes we've had injuries and we have to be either very cautious, or we're working with scar tissue. And that takes a while. It takes a while for things to open up. So you could be on it, your elbows on a block, or maybe you're able to drop down, see what is possible, and breathe. Don't let your breath go shallow. Most of the class, like 55 minutes of the hour, is about us manipulating the breath. But when we get into Shavasana, we are simply the observer of the breath. So right now you can manipulate all you like. So left hand is onto the left knee, and I'm looking up. Left arm will come up. Oh, left arm will reach back. Lift your heart center. Breath in. Exhale. A wonderful stretch. Good. And then you're going to release, walking the hands up, and we have three-legged dog. So we're going to lift, bring your left leg up in the air, bend the knees, send your knee up high, turn your head towards the left. Maybe your right heel can anchor down, and then lower the leg, and coming right to downward facing dog. Hands are spread wide. Maybe your heels come down, maybe not. Breathe in. Exhale. And breath in. And exhale. Wonderful. So from here, we're coming down, and we'll look at a few, like the hamstrings, a few different ways of stretching, okay? So the first one is that you've got both legs forward. It's going to be a forward fold. Here's the thing. We did the forward bend from standing. So there's like many ways to do the same pose, but your relationship to gravity is different. You might want your strap, okay? So if you have a strap, if it makes sense for you to use it, go ahead. If you can easily reach your feet, go ahead. I think about wrapping my peace fingers, index, middle finger to the big toes. Extend, breath in. Exhale, lower. Bring your head down. Stretch into your low back. Try to extend your back, breathing in. Exhale. Breath in. Exhale. I'm going to come out, interlace fingers, press palms up and lengthen, and then we lower. So we're coming onto our backs, legs are going to be up in the air. I want to show something before you're down there. You know, you can use a strap to grab your feet. If your strap is long enough, you can also make a hands-free device. So you make a big loop, you bring the strap over you like you're putting on a sweater, and the strap is going to be around your rib cage. Then your strap might have a tail, so that that's the part that hangs. So it should be hanging down towards you. Then you bring your feet into the loop. So I know what happens, you know, if you're long-legged, your strap might not be long enough. So don't worry about it. If you could do this, great, very nice. But if not, do it the other way. Strap, just bring it to your feet and hold it, okay? They both work. It's just that your strap has to be very long to do that big loop, especially like if you're long-legged, you probably need a long strap. So some of you can reach your feet. So see what is possible. I'm going to start timing this 1 minute. When things go quiet, does your mind become busy, or can you dwell in the quiet of your mind? That's already a half a minute. Last 10 seconds. And release. Good work, good work. Pulling knees into chest. We'll do a twist. We'll get our spine even more limbered up for the next movement. So let's go ahead and we'll have one leg straightened, one knee bent. If you want to make this easier, you bend your knee. If you can, you'll keep your leg straight, use a strap. If you can't reach your foot, breathe in. So right leg is coming across. So we think, yeah, it's a twist, a spinal twist, but it definitely affects your leg, affects your calves, your hamstrings, your outer hip, and shoulders. So come into this, and again, we'll hold about a minute here. So I think you can work the pose. You could relax into it, but you could also work it. By working, I mean, I'm active through my top leg. I'm active when I exhale. I get my shoulder down and breathe. Mm-hmm. 10 more seconds. Come on out. Hug the knee to chest. Hug. Lift your head to knee. And you might find that it comes closer in because we stretch the hip flexor, okay? Then grab hold of your foot. You have half lotus. My knee is pointing, right now my knee is pointing to the screen, not towards my chest. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And breath in. And exhale. So another thing you could do is keep the knee bent. And when you start drawing the leg across, you intensify the outer hip stretch. Maybe you can bring your foot all the way down with this 90-degree bend. So it's outer hip. Yeah. Maybe you can get your heel down as well when you come across. Okay, we're going to do the second side. So we take hold of the left leg, use your strap if you need to, and or else right hand to left foot, and then you start coming across. Come all the way across and adjust. So you're still center of your mat, and turn your head away from the leg. Remember to work it. I mean, I could just sort of hang out, but I could get so much more from this pose by being active. Flex into the ankle, go. If I soften my knee, I'm out of the fire. When I straighten, I'm like, oh, okay, I feel that. And breathe. About a minute here, I'm timing it. Last 15 seconds. Always one side that could be more intense. Yeah. Okay. Release. And then from here, grab hold of your foot. Let the knee point outward, and breathe. So that's a good stretch to the outer hip. Now it might be that that's the best maybe that's where you want to go, or you draw your leg across, you come across, and I'm trying to have the foot touch, try to have the heel touch. So whatever it takes to get the stretch in the outer hip. Turn your head opposite of the foot you hold. Let's come on out. Okay, so hug the knee to chest, lift your head. Should be able to get a good close pull. Okay, so what I'm going to say is, let's go ahead and we're coming towards plow. Not everybody does plow. Okay, so if you don't do plow, I have a few suggestions for you. One could be that your legs are simply up in the air. You have a block, and your legs are up, and that's what you do. Okay. Another could be that you will work one leg at a time. You're back to, the stretch, and maybe you're like, oh, I think I'll work the inner thigh. Okay. If you can come to plow, you don't want to look up. You don't want to look at the screen at all. So you're coming up. Maybe you're really low in the pose. Your hand's holding you. Maybe you come up a little higher. Maybe one leg comes down. Okay. And I have to make sure there's nothing in my way. And then see what is possible, and tuck shoulders underneath you. Breathe in, palms are flat, and breathe. If you're doing one leg at a time on something, I'll just kind of let you know the halfway point. So we're at the halfway point. So if you're stretching one leg at a time, you're switching. If you're in a symmetrical pose, stay there. The long hold. So I'm going to say, let's start to bend the knees. Use your hands, come out slowly with control. And then all of us are out of our poses, and we'll do our windshield wipers. So the feet are wide as the mat, arms are up overhead, and your knees go side to side. It's going side to side. Wonderful. Over and over. It's great. So open in the pelvis, so open. I want you to feel how open you are. Yeah, that's your body. And then from here, we'll press feet into the mat and come up into bridge. As you come up into bridge, it's kind of like, think of this as you're asking your body, okay, could you hold this feeling like, you know, I'm so open right now, I'm so aligned. Can the muscles hold me in this new, wonderful, balanced alignment? Lift your body, lift. Imagine there's like a strap under your sacrum pulling you upward. Breathe in, exhale, and release. As you release, pull knees into chest. Of course, happy baby. Reach for your feet. Press the tops of your feet up. Stretch your lower back. Breath in. Exhale. So what I would like at this point, I would like to come onto our bellies. We'll do 3 cobras. And let's go ahead. So lots of kind of, I mean, just a kind of different poses. A lot, I would say, just so happens we happen to have lots of yin poses. So you can always start out, you're on your elbows again. I did this earlier. And now we're coming to, this might be safest on your back if you feel that, or we come to cobra. So we do it 3 times. Hands are alongside chest. Feet pushing down, they don't have to be together. Elbows are tucked into your sides like the hood of the cobra. Inhale, push up. Exhale, lower. Press your thighs down as you press up. And lower. Press up. Thighs are down. And lower. Forehead down. Breathing in. Exhale. So you might be doing thread the needle on your back, or maybe you're going to come to pigeon, okay? So as we press back, curl toes under, shift back, head is down. And you could come in, I want to come into this from downward facing dog. So I'll press back. This can be done from child's pose. Right leg up, right knee forward. If you're threading the needle, you're on your back. There you go. And lift, reach up. Exhale, stretch, come down. And breathe. And stretching into your hip. We'll probably be here, let's say another 2 rounds of breath, not too long. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to shift and you come to sitting. Easier said than done, right? So, and then fold forward, lower your head. From here, where is Wally? Wally's not here today. He did email me. He told me he wouldn't be here, but darn, he's going to miss boat. Okay, so we come over. And, you know, if boat's really tough for you, you can always support your legs or go ahead and come back and start to extend your legs. Push out through the ball of the foot. Breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Breathe in. Exhale. Good. Release. Soles of the feet together. Stretch out your back. And we have a second side. So we'll go back to downward facing dog. You could do this also from hands and knees. So I'm pressing all the way back. Lengthen, stretch. Left leg will swing up into the air. Look at your hands and bring your knee forward. Take your leg back. There we go. And reach up, extend. Lower onto your elbows. A good, few rounds of breath here. Lower your head and breathe. So remember, we really work at, there's like, we work with our breathing. We manipulate the breath. We're purposefully working with the breath. Later, I'm going to just simply, in Shavasana, I'm going to just simply watch my breathing. So right now I can breathe, I can exhale, I can release some of this intensity. Two more rounds of breath. I'm going to shift and bring the back leg forward. There we are in a seated pose. Come forward, lower your head and breathe. Come up and come to boat. And press, extend, push out through the feet. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more, breathe in. Exhale. Beautiful. And we're ready to lie on our backs. We're coming onto our backs. You're going to pull these into chest. Stretch your back. So there is time to do another arch. You could do bridge again. You could lie over a block, or you could come to fish pose. I'm going to suggest lying over a block, but some will say, I don't have a block, or it's too intense. So fish, I'll lead you through fish too. So you lift, your hands are underneath you, then all your weight is on your wrists, really, on your hands. And then you extend your feet. Feet are pointed, toes together. You lift, you arch your back, and then you let yourself slide down until your head touches down. And once there, mouth is open and your eyes stay open, because fish eyes stay open. Breathe in, exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. No matter what you're doing, if you have a bolster, a block, if you're doing some kind of arch, if you have help underneath you, a prop, you can hold for a while. But those of us in fish probably ready to come out and free your hands. And then when you are ready, you'll be in Shavasana, just allowing yourself to completely relax. And breathe. Completely relax your back. And I'm hoping that you have that sense of being very light. Deep breath in, exhale. It's important that you are comfortable, that you are warm, that, and not too warm, not cool. It's important that you really immerse yourself in this moment. Take a moment to observe the silence that we cultivate. It's amazing. Just like like this clearing, and you come to this place of quiet. Feel a lightness, a levity. Feel that floating sensation I referred to earlier. I hope you feel that. It's a beautiful feeling of both being very, like you're very relaxed, but also highly alert. It's a nice place to be in the middle of the day, in the middle of the morning. We're going to just ever so slowly begin to deepen the breath. Begin to move your hands, move your feet, and then just gradually bend your knees. Roll to one side and make your way to sitting. Nice to see everyone. You can turn your audio back on if you like. You can turn your video on if you like. Hi, Marisa, Gio, Diane, Sherry. I hadn't seen you earlier. Elise. Yeah. And who's there? And Joyce. Hi. Joyce coming in from Heron Island. Yeah. So we'll end our session with, let's do 3 ohms as well. Hi, Karen. Yeah. And breathe in as you're ready. Inhale. The last one. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste.